All right, coming to you 5, 4, 3, 2, and
hello. Welcome back to Mik'd. Today is Monday, February 16th. We are on game 4 in a row for LSU baseball. Opening weekend was a success. They win 3 games. They lose 0. They won in a variety of different ways. The first game was tight for a minute and then became blowout. And then game 2 was pretty tight for the entire way through. Cooper Moore throws a gem, 11 strikeouts in his debut as an LSU Tiger, career high for him. And then on Sunday was an absolute bloodbath offensively, 21 runs in 5 innings. They won 21-7 in a 7-inning, 10-run rule. William Schmidt took the mound, had explosive stuff. I believe he struck out 9 guys, but got through 4 innings and had some control issues. Had his pitch count got high really quickly, but he showed he had the ability to strike guys out, and he had explosive stuff, which I don't think anybody debated. So a lot to talk about, obviously, through the course of this weekend. There were other games that happened throughout the course of the country, in the SEC specifically. Vanderbilt, I believe, lost 2 out of 3 over the weekend. Maybe not 2 out of 3. Somebody in the SEC lost 2 out of 3. I believe it was Vanderbilt. But there's some pretty good matchups throughout the course of the country. We're going to talk, obviously, mainly about LSU. They take the field again tonight, playing Kent State. Actually, they're on the field right now, playing Kent State at home. Game got pushed back from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock. And we will be kind of giving you updates as that game goes live. We're not watching it. Obviously, can't show it live, but we will.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, look, Ken. But we're not showing it on the screen live. And we'll give you updates as the game goes on. But we are happy to have our first Monday show post-weekend, right? Just have a recap of the weekend. Obviously, can't have Jay or a player on today because they're playing. Not going to have Jay or a player on Wednesday because they obviously are playing again on Wednesday. We'll figure out how to get a guest on this week. That means we have to record it, and then we can sit back and relax while y'all listen to our interview, and we just take it easy. Who knows? Lloyd, appreciate you holding it down at the studio for the boys. Figured that it'd be a good day for us to say, okay, let's all have a good, brownie points with the wives and stay at the house, hang out with the kids, babysit the kids, do what we need to do, be a dad. Since we have no guests, and we can do it from the show, from the house.
Yeah,
from the studio. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, dude. Take some ones when you can get them. This is easy. No big deal. I mean, it sucks to be alone, all alone by myself.
I know. I feel bad for you. You did get to see.
Look, I knew this would happen once the kids arrived, and then Jared left, and the kids started happening. I was like, I'll just end up doing this on the internet the whole time.
No, it's not. We're gonna be. I'm gonna be there. It's just we gotta manage the days.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. We're obviously joined by Jay from his humble abode out in Houston, Tejas. Jared, initial reaction of opening weekend. Obviously, first 3 games, so it's like can't look too much into it. But what's your initial reaction?
I would say the best one word I could throw out there is pleased. If I really want to talk about what they look like, I would say versatile and depth. Like those 2 things really stuck out to me, and I mean it in a good way. I saw so many guys who were capable that came to the plate up and down the lineup, right? You saw so many arms that got on the mound. And once again, one of those things I look for, especially early on when it comes to pitchers and those guys that get on the mound is, can you get a staff to get up there and throw strikes, get ahead in the count, put guys away that way, and be competitive in the zone and in the zone a lot. So it's not spraying the ball all over the place where guys are struggling, trying to get through innings. They can't really do it. You don't see much of that going on. And so to have that on the mound for me is always a special thing. Now, when you back that up and there's actual stuff behind it, those are the kind of things that progress into a great pitching staff and something that kind of takes you deep into the year. And obviously, I don't know if y'all remember, I think the 3 games they played this weekend was the most 3-weekend strikeout stretch they've had ever in the history of LSU baseball, which they beat what they did last year, which I think was like 45 strikeouts, I want to say. So to go out there and pitch the way they did and throw it the way they did, to have the lineup depth that they had and watch guys like we thought like, okay, like Dardar might find a way to kind of get into the line at some point during the year. No, okay, he's showing it. Hey, right now I need an opportunity early and often. Get me in this thing, right? So you have guys like that doing it. You have the physical bodies. Like if I'm looking at Big Papa, if I'm looking at Aaron Beatty, if I'm looking at Cerna, which listen, if Cerna is the second best receiving and or catching part of the catcher spot, that's going to put a big question mark on how much you can play him in that DH spot. But good God, I don't know how a kid that looks like that found his way to college. That is a crazy freshman build to be able to look like that and swing it the way he does. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that catcher spot because Aaron Beatty's no small kid. He's obviously no slouch as well. He swung the bat really well. So to have Aaron Beatty, Cerna, Big Papa, all these kind of dudes like in the middle of the lineup poses a problem, right? For other pitching staffs and other teams, it looked like a really good team. I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to be 23 where they had 7+ dudes with like 10 or 15+ homers. I don't know that you have that. I don't even know if you have the one guy that's going to hit you 25 to 30. But you got a whole bunch of dudes who are capable and who's going to put together a bunch of really good at-bats, and that becomes stressful for another pitching staff. So I was pleased with what I saw in week 1, and you can only build and keep going off of that.
Yeah, no doubt. Look, you talk about Cerna. Cerna scored from first, obviously it was a triple. But you watched him run from first to home, right, on the Caraway's triple in the right center field gap and kick and move. Big, athletic, strong, and obviously not just a base clogger, was able to move, show some emotion. You talk about the versatility. Obviously, the depth. We talked about the depth a lot leading into the season. Everybody talks about it. You saw it over the weekend. They had line changes. They had opportunities. I mean, Jay started pinch hitting in the 4th inning in game 1, right? Dardar comes in game 1 with a pinch hit 2-run homer to really put LSU back in the game. Get the game pretty close and kind of give LSU the momentum. And then they obviously took the lead and won by 10 runs. But you had pinch hitting early. You had the opportunity to mix and match whenever Jay wanted to. And that's not just because he's not doing it just because he has the guys. He's doing it because he has the guys that are capable of doing it, right? He's not just going to put a guy in just because of a righty-lefty matchup or a lefty-righty matchup just for the sake of doing it because that's what the book says. If the guy is not, he doesn't feel the guy's capable of doing it, he's not going to make the decision. But he has a bunch of guys on the bench that are very capable of making that move and having success. And I think you saw that. And the versatility part, the crazy thing about it is like, we talk about, who's going to play second or third or DH. We saw 3 different second basemen, and we saw 3 of those second basemen play second and then play left field, right? So you had Caraway play second when he didn't play third. You had Simpson play second and then play left when he didn't start. You had Tanner Reeves went into left field. You had a bunch of guys that were able to play that you thought played the infield, but now they obviously got moved to the outfield. So you have the versatility, you have the depth, you have the ability for Jay to get creative with the lineup, and I thought that was pretty cool to see. And for me, I guess if I had to sum it up into one word, I'd say expected, right? First weekend of the season, playing a team like Milwaukee who probably hasn't sniffed outside, hitting BP outside or doing anything outside. This is what I expected to see from the team, to go out there and dominate, do the things that you need to do to win the baseball game. Obviously, it's first game jitters. You're looking forward to it. You're probably trying to do too much. Got off to a little slow start, and then obviously 10-run roll. Game 2, I wanted to see what Cooper Moore did. 11 strikeouts, as advertised. 5 pitches, total control, nasty changeup, did everything he wanted to do on the mound. Gave up I think someone ran into a homer, saw a homer off of him, but he was lights out. And then on Sunday, I wanted to see what Schmidt did. Obviously explosive, some things he needs to work on, but the bullpen came in and really shut it down for in every single game they came in. And to me, the X factor, the guys that we hadn't really talked a lot about leading up into the year. I think a lot of guys have forgot about him is Guidry. Is having him back and having Gavin Gry back and healthy and able to go and throw those innings and get those guys out. I mean, he came in a moment where the game was still kind of in the balance, and he goes out there and strikes out the side, I believe, and did things that you saw as a freshman, hadn't seen in a couple of years. So it was good to see that. So like I said, for me, the weekend was expected. Lloyd, what about you?
Oh, I mean, man, you kind of touched on everything there, because I would say if I was surprised by one thing, or I don't want to say I was surprised, but what I was the most impressed with, I guess, was Cooper Moore. I didn't know that he had it like that, because he obviously from Kansas comes down. You don't know what it really is going to look like until they actually pitch. And a guy that always has 3 to 4 to 5 pitches maybe that he can throw for strikes, it just felt like he was in total command. Obviously, you see Case and Evans. I don't think anybody's actually very concerned about that.
I was going to get to that after this.
Yeah. And Jay talked about it a little bit. That it's like we're not letting anybody really go past the 90 pitch mark at this point in the season. So like if you think people are getting pulled early, it's not because of performance related things. It's like I'm ramping them up to be able to be stronger later in the year, which kind of gives you some confidence in what you saw from every starter. But I would say Cooper Moore was the one that was like, all right, this feels like
sharpest.
Had the sharpest start of the three, and after that it was Guidry was probably the funnest thing to see, because it was like, oh, there he is, and he had all of the shit still with him. It was like, there's the hammer, and he was talking shit, so it was just good to see like that emotion back on the team.
That was the funnest thing, that one, and I guess the close second was watching Sheeran pitch on Sunday.
The York Homer.
Yeah, that too. Can you imagine being in Milwaukee and you're getting your shit pushed in and all weekend, and you're on Sunday, and this guy comes out of the bullpen and you hadn't seen him, he's throwing 99 miles an hour with that nasty slide, like, where the hell is this guy coming from? Like, we're just facing this guy now.
We did no tape on him.
Yeah.
I'll say this too. Let me add this one in there, and trust me, I think what you're seeing from him right now, like compared to what you'll see from him, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 weekends, maybe 4 to 5 weekends through SEC play, and forget the numbers, which you may get up until then. It's been about 19, 20 months since the kid pitched. Listen, if you can add Marco Paz into the back of the bullpen, and what he's got, and the more comfortable he's going to get on the mound, the better it may be. It's another big arm. That's another problem that it makes it really tough for a lineup to deal with when you got those kind of guys coming out the pen just back to back to back to back.
Yep, agreed. And look, Cooper, we talk about Cooper Williams. He looked good coming in. Obviously, they ran into a solo homer against him. But other than that, he was lights out. Kind of started off where he left off last year. All in all, man, I was very impressed with the team. I was very impressed with the guys who got out there and the roles that they had. And like I said, it's 1 weekend, three games against Milwaukee, who was just happy not to be in 9-degree weather in Milwaukee, and happy to be in outside in shorts and short sleeve shirts. And it was a good start to the season. Obviously, they have a test tonight, and then next weekend, I believe that's when they're on the road, right, in Jacksonville. And so that will be that'll be another test. They're actually going to be playing some higher level teams, and so we're really going to see what type of team that they are or early on this weekend.
Stop striking out.
What?
Curiel struck out again.
Well, listen.
It was a good pitch. Change up down.
Listen, dude, it happens, right? Let's get it out early. You know what I mean? Let's get the strikeouts out of the way early on, and then get him in the groove. Not worried about it. I think he's shown that he has the ability to understand the strike zone. And okay, so obviously LSU's hitting. What LSU do in the top of the first?
I mean, I'm not really like locked in. I just know it's 0-0. That's the best I can get.
Oh, yeah.
Lloyd, Jaden Noot starting, right?
Yep. Yeah. Noot started.
How did he do?
20 pitches in the first. He walked walked a guy, and then was able to battle back to get a double play. Dardar turned Milam to Dardar. Dardar got a little bit of a cannon. Came out hot, and then he got a strikeout. So he wiggled out a little bit of trouble through 20 pitches, gets a double play, and then ends it with a strikeout. So it looked good. He had the first pitch was 95 painted
we're on the
low.
board. We're on the board if you needed to know.
Who hit the homer, Milam?
Jake Brown is not playing around right now.
Jake Brown had another one?
Oh, yeah, and it's in a deep part of the ballpark, too. He is.
Coach, he's feeling himself right now. I love it. I'm regretting not picking him.
He feels disrespected. Second overall. All right, yeah, take the sophomore.
Yeah, that's my bad. Look, Curry's going to have a great year, but Jake Brown said, hey, watch this.
He does look incredible, like physically.
His swing looks good. You could tell he's done made some slight adjustments to his swing. It's very similar to what it was last year, but it looks good. Milam's swing looks good. The guys, Aaron Beatty's swing looks really good. I like what I saw from the offense from the guys offensively this weekend was very impressive and very encouraging moving forward. Didn't really see many guys up there take a ton of bad at bats, and so that bodes well for the offensively in the future. What happened?
I just saw the homer. That was fucking crushed.
Yeah. A little delayed.
You got dial-up over there? What's going on?
I'm on YouTube.
A little late.
Let's see what's going on here.
I don't have these. I don't even understand. Look, I can't even begin to understand how ESPN Unlimited Plus Max Minus works. I don't know which one to get.
I have to go delete. I have to go cancel my Hulu Live TV Plus or whatever the fuck it's called.
You still haven't canceled that yet? You still haven't? You've been paying for that this whole time?
It's been like 6 months.
You're literally the person that make these commercials about. I'm talking shit. Okay, I probably got something on me too, but the only reason straight up, I'm getting rid of this
after today.
Nope. The only reason I haven't gotten rid of it is because, I got to go cancel everything and then have to go redo my subscription to Hulu because I want Hulu, but not the live TV part, and Disney and ESPN. I'm like, God dang it. And, I think YouTube TV has a new special or whatever that you get. ESPN, you get the ESPN Plus for, the year, and I'm like, I don't know. It's so much stuff and it's confusing me. And I just haven't taken the time to look into it.
Look, can't hide money, huh, Lloyd?
No, that's right. Yeah, Jam's grown up spoiled. Yeah.
Well, I did get a notification that the subscription got increased, so I think that made me realize shit, I got canceled.
You got to get rocket money.
$1 question: how long ago did you get that notification?
Oh no, this week.
Monday. This week, today.
Yeah. Oh no, actually last week.
Yeah.
End of last week.
Hey, speaking of this, man, I don't remember what company it was. Watching the show last night, and it came up, and it was a commercial. It popped up, and it was free live streaming, and I'm thinking to myself, that just doesn't sound right.
Free live streaming.
That can't be right. Nah, you ain't getting me, cuz I don't know. This can't be right.
Anything that says free doesn't.
Sounds like a terrible. You can't. That can't be money.
No, I mean that's the way I do it. I'm on the prowl always for a free.
Doing it and the company actually advertising it is way different.
Yeah.
Right. Correct.
So I'll take my delay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, at least you're watching. I'm not even watching right now. So we had Chris McGee on the show last Wednesday, and Chris was talking about. He was like, "Look, Jay has won 2 national championships in 4 years." Jay came on the show, explained how did the Jay thing, right? Where he talks about how, all the decisions he makes and explains why he makes the decisions, and that's very thoughtful in everything he does. And Chris is like, look, I think he's earned the right to, if LSU starts the season 6-10, right? In the SEC, everybody just needs to calm down. He's going to figure it out. He's going to put the boys in the right spot. You got to give them time. I think he's earned that right. But Chris says, nevertheless, with that being said, somebody is going to complain and want Jay fired or call for the team not being good at some point in the middle of the season because they're not playing to the likings, not playing perfect. Well, game one of the season, me and Jared get a text message from Chris, who's sitting in the stands watching the game one. It's the bottom of the fifth, and LSU's obviously losing, not playing their best baseball in the game one, 5 innings into the year. And there's some guy behind him yelling, well, I guess we could chalk up the winning back-to-back national championships. That's not going to happen this year. Now this team, 5 innings in. Not 10 minutes later, LSU is winning by 10 minutes. So
I usually buy tickets to go complain too. That's what
it blows my mind.
And so it's just, that's part of the fandom. But like what I will say is like, hey, you've got baseball more than any other sport is one that you've got to just let this thing play out for a little bit. It's a rhythm game. It is a timing game. And there's a bunch of ups and downs. We talk about all the time. Let's not press the panic button 5 innings into the season, right? Obviously, LSU came back, won by 10 runs. I say that because I want to talk a little bit about the Casey Evans start, right? I know a lot of people are probably disappointed. Oh, Casey Evans is supposed to be the guy. Here we go again, a guy that was so good out of the bullpen. He's coming into the starter role, and he's not going to be as good. I don't believe that. I think that he looked good, considering that, he talked about how he was a week behind in his build-up to the season. And look, I believe he struck out 7 guys in 3 innings, or 4 innings, whatever it was. He had good stuff. They battled through some at-bats. He walked some guys, and ultimately ended up giving up a bases-loaded double or something, and ended up giving up 4 runs in 1 inning. I don't put too much stock into that. It's 1 outing. I think Milwaukee came out swinging the bat. They were trying to ambush. They were swinging early and often, and I'm not concerned with Casey Evans at all. I think his stuff looked good. It wasn't like he was walking the house, and I think it's just one of those things. I think next week he's going to look a lot better.
So, and look, I guess if there's anything, I guess we can all kind of throw out there what would be, if you had a concern from watching over the weekend, if you had one, what would it be? Not that it's one that you're like, but if you could throw up one, if you could think of one, what would it be? For me, that would be it. Now, it's not necessarily because of how he looked at all, right? Like, that's not really what my concern is. My concern would be is you bring a kid in who's a two-way guy. Then you say, hey, you know what? We're going to cut that out. You only have to do half of the job. And realistically, even half of what you're used to doing in terms of being on the mound. Casey Evans was a starter that threw out a starter role in high school. He also played shortstop in high school. Then you bring him to college and you say, you know what? We're going to bump you up a couple levels, if that's how you want to look at it. And we're going to put you out of the bullpen, and we're going to put you in the back end of the bullpen. And you just get to go high octane, go do your thing, right? And he did that. And he even got on the show a week ago and even explained how he can adjust on the fly, start throwing a curveball on the fly, not something that he needed to work on for an entire offseason to put it into play in the game. All those things are awesome. All those things are beautiful. The only thing it would be, if I'm removing the name Casey Evans, if I'm literally just talking about a case, a situation of what may happen, and you're asking a guy who threw out of the bullpen, who started extending his role and started extending what he would do at the back end of the year, and now understanding that I have explosive stuff, but my goal is to get to the 7th. So that mindset I took when I was coming out of the bullpen, that mindset that got me super successful at the back end of the bullpen, that mindset that honestly, let's be honest, even as an outfielder, once you get to May and June, your arm, you're good to go. Like, you can start locking in and doing things you weren't able to do in April and February and all that stuff because you're just rolling. So he was already super confident, and he was able to roll arm and health-wise at that point. And now you're asking him to kind of retool all of that, rethink about how you're going to attack people, because it's not so much about striking people out. And look, I'm not saying that he went up there with the only thought is to strike people out, but having the thought of, how do I make this thing last? How do I do this from February to June again my main goal is trying to get to the 7th. Let's be honest. That is a different approach. That's a different mindset. That's a different everything than what he had to do last year. Everything that made him successful for the most part that he had to do last year, that's a different way of going about pitching. So when you're asking him to come and do that in a Friday night role this year, I think it's a fair question of, can you recreate that success? It has nothing to do with the person, the talent, the mindset, all of who he is as Kason Evans. It has everything to do with the ask. And that would be my biggest concern. And we kind of saw it play out. Now, if I'm a betting man, I'm putting my money on Kason that he's going to figure it out. But I think it's a fair question when you look at what's going on.
Correct. And it's going to be an adjustment for him, right? Like, you talked about all the things that he needs to do. He's talked about all the things that he needs to do as a starter, but there is an adjustment period to that, right? Like, you can do it all you want in the fall, but when the lights come on, you got to do it in real games that matter. Like, it's an adjustment period. So, like I said, his stuff didn't look bad. It was, hey, how are you going to adjust to the other things? How are you going to adjust to trying to lengthen your outings? How are you going to adjust to understanding how to get to the lineup 3 times every time you face him, right? And so it's going to be one of those week-to-week things, and I think you would hope that next week's better than this week, the week after that is better than that week. By the time he gets to the SEC, he's kind of figured out where he wants to be or where he needs to be on the mound. So that's one thing. Like, I'm with you. One thing that you would agree that you wanted to kind of keep an eye on. I guess the other thing because I want to ask y'all what was the biggest surprise of the weekend for y'all. But the other thing that I don't want to say concerning, but the other thing to keep an eye out for is, listen, Jared, you went through it. I went through it. A whole bunch of other people went through it. When it's your draft year, there's a lot of self-imposed pressure on yourself. Right? Hey, I did this last year. I have all this hype behind me. It is now my draft year. I have to go out there and do more to kind of validate myself to what everybody says. Right? And so, obviously, Curiel had an unbelievable freshman year last year. He's going into the season he looks great. He added muscle. He got stronger. You expect him to take that jump, which I still do. But you go through the first game of the season, he strikes out 3 times. I don't think you saw that at all last year, right? And so you're seeing him go through a couple things early on in the season. It's so early that I'm not concerned about it, but I'm just saying it's one of those things that you need to keep an eye out on. And I hope that he understands, and knowing him and being able to talk to him and get to know his family, I believe that he's got his head on straight and he's fine, right? He's got a great support system. I don't believe he's putting a ton of pressure on himself, but that's one thing that you would just, as a fan or as somebody from the outside looking in, just keep an eye on, right? Hopefully he doesn't start pressing and he allows the game to come to him. I mean, look, he can hit 270 going to SC, but he gets hot and he hits 350 for the year. That's the only thing that matters. So that's the other thing I keep an eye on from this weekend.
Lloyd, was there anything that you saw this weekend that you're just like, you know what? I'm not saying this is, like a death sentence for them, but like I think this is something that we need to kind of keep a finger on, keep a pulse on.
No, because anything that they would have had, like that would be a question mark, I think it's answered with the amount of depth that they have. Like you saw, even when they struggled, I don't think Jay was anticipating having to coach that way in the first game where he's like, I'm having to make wholesale changes of the roster and actually have to do some things to be able to win the baseball game, and he does. Whatever he touches usually turns to gold. He makes some changes, puts a pinch hitter in, but it goes back-to-back pinch hitters with Dardar, Reeves, and obviously Dardar delivers the big 2-run homer to get him within 1. And it was like, so anything that would have been concerning, it was almost alleviated by, they almost have an answer for everything. It's just a matter of putting it in at the right time. And that's what really, because the changes that they made, it literally changed the game.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. I guess a better question is, what's something this weekend that pleasantly surprised you?
Gidry.
Yeah. It's a good one.
And, I mean, it's hard not to just be physically just impressed by Cerner, but Aaron Beatty's ability to kind of catch every day. And it's still, I know it's early, but the way he looked at I know he's going to have the offense, but the way he looked behind the plate was good. And the things that they did defensively, it's going to take a step back, but it wasn't to now. It hasn't been obvious that they're missing Daniel Dickinson at second. Like, I think that will show because they don't know who they're going to put there yet. It's either they're literally putting in offense for defense, because if they wanted it to be defense, it'd be Ruckert. But he was also a pleasant surprise to see him defensively.
Well, go ahead, Jay.
No, the Gidry one I love, man. He brings an extra oomph about him.
Mm-hmm.
He gives an attitude that's no longer just, he was in a year where he was hurt last year. And it's different when you're not able to get on the field and give that kind of attitude. It's different when you're actually contributing on the field and you give that kind of attitude. It brings the team to a different level, right? And then now you see him healthy, you see him out there, and he's giving that attitude, that effort, and that kind of production as well. I can't wait to see how they choose to use him. Is it just at the back end of the bullpen? Is it someone you try to get extended innings out of? Is he someone he uses as a Swiss Army knife, seeing like, I'm going to throw him in when he's my fireman. Whenever I need these outs, is that where he's going to be inserted in those spots? And I think when you're adding someone like him in there, it raises the level of the rest of the guys out of that pen. So health is obviously huge for him, which seems to be in a great spot right now. Him holding that will add a lot, not only to the pitching staff, but that entire roster this year.
Yeah. My surprise, and not to Lloyd's surprise, but my surprise was Dardar. Right? Obviously, I know he came into LSU, came from the transfer portal from Kansas State. I think he hit 330 with like 13 homers last year. Had a great year in the Big 12. But he wanted to be a lifelong LSU fan, wanted to be here. And I was just interested, like, where was he going to fit in, right? Because he was a transfer, but you got Simpson who came in as a highly touted transfer. You have Caraway that comes in. You have Tanner Reeves who's been there. And you have Pearson who's trying to get some at-bats at third base or first base. And so, I didn't know where he was going to fit in. And does he get to start game one? Gets pitched, put in the game in the fifth inning, and in a game where LSU is down, hadn't really had much of a spark, hits the 2-run homer. You can see how much it means to him. Run around the bases, game one in Alex Box, wants to be at LSU, hits the homer in his first career at bat, right? Kind of gets everything rolling, and he's fired up running around the bases. Then he hits a double, so then he gets in the game the next day. It looks good again. Game 3, homer. Like, he just, put himself in a situation where you can't take him off the lineup. And, look, we talk a lot about, Louisiana guys. We talk a lot about, LSU recruits nationally, which they do. And they've always done that, right? You go look at national championship teams had Louisiana guys that were talented on the roster because it just means a little bit more to those guys that grew up watching it. And you got to have that. We talk about Gentry. It means more to Gentry because he's from here. He grew up. Not saying it doesn't mean a ton to everybody else, but they didn't grow up watching LSU since they were a kid, right? It means more to Dardar, who was ready to hang up his cleats, and he said, well, let me just try the transfer portal. Shows up at LSU, 2 homers opening weekend. So for me, that was my biggest surprise. And he looks great. Like, his swing looks good. Like, the way he takes his at-bats looks good. Like, He's gonna be a guy that's gonna be in the middle of the lineup for LSU. That's someone that I wasn't expecting when the year started. So that was my biggest surprise.
And well, whenever he was getting recruited, his story is insane. But whenever he was getting recruited by Jay, and Jay kind of like asking, what position do you want to play or can't? Do you think you can play? Because he's coming off injury. He's torn his ACL and he tore his UCL, and he has it. He was trying to play outfield at Kansas State. He was trying to play second. Like, they moved him around, but he asked him, he asked Dardar, what position do you play? He goes, left-handed batter's box. He's like, that's what he thinks about himself. Like, I can swing the shit out of it. And you saw that.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. And you saw that, like, if you can hit, you're going to play. That's just the kind of the rules of baseball. That's how it's been forever. And Jay's like, look, I can't play 3 DHs. Somebody's going to have to step up and be able to play the field also. But you do have guys, like, if it's not Dardar, it's Pearson. They're Caraway also, and then you saw Simpson play. Like, they are still trying to figure out, but Dardar to get out the blocks this hot, it has become like, all right, it's yours for now.
No doubt. He looked good. Caraway had the opposite field triple, looked great. Good swing. All right.
Yep.
He's played some high level baseball at Oregon State, so he's obviously. He's going to be in the lineup, whether that's at third base or second base or wherever. He's going to be in the lineup. Seeing what Dardar did was a surprise. I won't say shock, but it was a surprise. I didn't know what to expect, right? And I didn't know where he fit in, and he's going to fit in just fine. Just fine.
Dardar and Caraway, like I expected Caraway to be, productive in it. I liked what I saw out of him. He's got some versatility in terms of where you can play him in the field. I think that's going to come in handy because at this point now, it's not going to be about we just need him to stick here. If things need to move, if someone else needs to slide in, if you get guys like Tanner Reeves that can come on and maybe he's healthy, or maybe he's comfortable at left, maybe he's comfortable at second, maybe he's more comfortable at third, wherever it's happening at. If you can have that and you can be interchangeable where you can move Dardar and you can move these guys around, it helps the lineup a lot. So coming in and doing that was pretty impressive.
Was that? Freshman Oppo Taco threw on homer. Mason Braun.
Yeah.
Oh, your boy.
My guy.
Yeah, they've been talking about this one for a long time, so it's good to get going.
Hey, listen to me. Friday and Saturday, it was spring weather, right? Wind was blowing out, nice, easy breeze, felt really good, wasn't cold. On Sunday, not freezing cold, but like overcast. In the middle of the game, it kind of got a little chilly, and the wind was blowing left to right? And Mason Braun, lefty, smashes a ball to left field, definitely home, and gets absolutely eaten up by the wind, and the left fielder runs to the wall, and the ball gets blown back into the middle of left field. Lands, hits a double. That was like his first barreled ball that usually when you hit a ball into the wind like that, you don't get rewarded. The ball should have been a double or a homer. The ball got caught up in the wind, ended up being a cheap double or homer. But then he goes Oppo Taco just now threw on homer. Got a good swing on him. I think he's very top. Obviously, he did a lot in the fall to earn these starts and earn these at-bats. I'm curious to see what it looks like when he gets to high-level pitching because it feels like, from watching 5 at-bats of him, it feels like he gets ready just a touch late. Oh, Curry out? Oh, damn. Just a touch late, and so I'm curious to see how he makes the adjustment on that, but he just barreled a ball, hit a home run off the left field foul, so that works.
That plays.
LSU at 4-0.
That definitely plays. Yeah, I mean, look, he's early too. Or I say he's early. It's early, right?
Right.
Things he may be learning as he's going ahead, and if he's willing to learn, he's willing to work, he's willing to put in all those things, he may figure those things out a lot earlier than maybe some people do.
Correct.
So it will be interesting to see because obviously sometimes there's a freshman that gets an opportunity early, and Jay felt like he had earned it with how well he had swung it going into the season. He's like, look, he's earned the spot to be able to do this. And then sometimes it doesn't pan out immediately. And he said it was a big deal for him to be able to finally get that like that. I think he drew a walk in game 2. And he's like, for him to be able to get on base, it was like a big deal for him just to get comfortable because you know how these things go. Whenever you go 0 for 3 one day, then you're 0 for 3 with the strikeout the next day. It's like, damn, I don't know. This might be hard. Yeah, this might be harder than I thought. Yeah. And so for him to get on base, and then you see...
And you look up, and you're like, I'm 0 for 23 to start the season. What the hell happened?
Yeah, I'm getting chirped by the umpire.
Yeah, I know how it goes. Yeah. At least you can't get taken off the roster in college, which is good.
For now. For now.
Yeah, for now. But yeah, look, he's, like you said, there's always a freshman that kind of steps up early on. He's one of those guys. Obviously, Jay does like Ruckert, and he gave him some opportunities early on. They got a lot of other talented freshmen that didn't really play, right? And there may not be an opportunity early on.
Tell me. Can we just address Jack Ruckert too, by the way?
Whoops.
One, makes me feel old because I remember when Jack was still like a middle school kid. 2, very obvious he has progressed. He is a very good player. He's got some opportunity that he got a chance to play, and he produced, right? Like he showed that he belongs in this game and does this. Jack, respectfully, when you get put in the game in the 6th, 7th, 8th, 15 to 5, and it's your first opportunity ever, I don't care if they took the field with no third baseman. Swing the bat. That ain't the spot to drop down a bunt. And I get it. You got your first hit out the way, and it was competing, and hell no. That is what we strap it up, and I'm trying to hit some shit off of Tiger Stadium. Right? Like, that's not the time to drop
No
the
doubt.
bunt to show you, look at my baseball savviness. Actually, it's the opposite of baseball savviness. But I understand. You're a young dude. You used to playing. Like, I get it. All of that's cool. He is going to be a really good player at LSU, I would imagine. That part, I'm sure somebody's probably talked to him about it. But if they didn't, I felt like we probably should mention that right now.
Well, here's the deal. And here's the other deal. Like, do you want to go and say, hey, what was your first hit? I dropped the bunt down, or you say, no, I hit a ball in the gap for a double.
Well, don't listen to Mikey, because Mikey, to this day, still is refusing to bunt any time that anybody ever asks him to bunt. So that's not that you can't do that. Don't do that.
I've bunted a few times on my own accord, though.
Yeah.
I've bunted a few times.
But it's not only just a bunt; it's I dropped a bunt down up 8.
First two times I bunted in pro baseball, I had a stinger. I couldn't swing, so I bunted 2 base hits. Should have done more.
Yep.
It's always an internal battle for me when I'm like, all right, I go up on deck. I'm like, I'm doing it. Third baseman's back. I'm gonna drag it. I'm gonna beat this thing out. And then I get up there and I'm like, yeah, but like, if I barrel this up, that's way better. That's gonna give me so much more locked in.
It's always a battle. It's always a battle, man. Because it's the same thing. Like, even someone like me, you could run. I could run. We both had both of that, like that part of our game. And it was always that thought was like, all right, boom, if I put this down perfect, there's a very good chance that even if I put it down perfect, it was a very good pitch to hit. Why am I butting at this?
Correct.
And then even if you don't, whether it was a good pitch, bad pitch, you expanded the zone, whatever it is, you foul it off, you miss it, you're like, come on, stupid. Well, I just gave a strike. What are we doing here? So you're like,
correct.
Man, let me swing this thing.
Tough. It's a tough battle. You just gotta go up there and they can't be. Hey, I gotta do it. There's no option. But yeah, listen, I'm glad he got his first hit out the way. I think he's gonna be a great player here. It just goes to show you how much talent they've got because there's gonna be a limited amount of opportunities. So we'll see what happens as the season. Look, there's a lot of things that can happen throughout the course of the year where opportunities come out of nowhere. But all in all, this weekend was great. And there wasn't a lot of things that I looked at and said, this could be concerning. Again, 3 games. Well, actually, going on their 4th game right now. It's too early to really make the determination. I'm not saying they're going to go win the World Series. I'm not going to say that they're not good. I mean, they're not good. It's just from what I saw for 3 games this weekend, it was what I expected to see going into the opening weekend of the season. So, all good sign. Lloyd, do you have did your guy come up clutch with the score update?
No, he didn't.
Damn.
I know, but it was a fun weekend for the fantasy teams. I'll get him to update it.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question? I think I misunderstood the game last year.
I think I misunderstand it too, to be honest.
It's an accumulation of points, right? Like it's like fantasy football where like, hey, you got these guys on your roster, and if they get a hit, that counts as whatever the point total, and you just combine them? Or is it like who gets the most for the weekend? That's the only points you get.
No, so you can win if you win the weekend. That's how you get the most points. Like so, it'll be at the end of the weekend. It accumulates all of them together from that weekend, and then it'll update your
it's smushed.
Oh, that's a 3-run shot.
Yeah,
I had a feeling that was about to happen. It wasn't.
Kid State's a good team now.
Yeah,
Kid State is not bad.
No, they just left Southeastern 3-0 and scored 33 runs over the weekend, so they can swing.
Yeah, they're a good team. Yep, no doubt.
But it's an accumulation. So you take the weekend, and that's so that you could get remember it was 3 points that you can get for every category at the end of that weekend. That's when you get your 3 points, your 1.5 points, or your 2 points. Then those are added up. So, it goes weekend to weekend.
Okay, right, but it's not like Jake Brown hit 2 homers, and that counts for how many points, and then. Curriel hit a homer. He didn't hit one, but hit a homer, and that counts as points. Does that count? Is that how that works?
It's whoever has the most at the end of the weekend. Like whoever's on your team, like whoever leads that category is how you get the points.
Right. Whoever's in the category at the end of the weekend. So the other ones that they come out second, you get no points.
No, no. So you get.
I know. But if you come out fourth, you get no points.
Right.
Right. Like if you have four guys that hit three guys hit 2 homers, and then a fourth guy hits 1 homer. That 1 homer doesn't count for me because he came out fourth.
Well, no, right. Well, it goes towards your team total.
Okay.
And then you get the.
See, I still don't think I get it. I think your buddy needs to explain it to me.
I know. He actually was like, because whenever I texted him, whenever we're gonna do this on Friday, and I was like, "What are the rules again?" And he's like, "Oh God," he's like, "You did a terrible job of explaining it." I was like,
"Yeah."
But he makes it seem so easy when he talks to me about it.
Or tell him to write it out for you.
Yeah. But I'm not a big fantasy person. I don't do. I play fantasy football. I don't give a shit about it. But I play it. The only thing I'm good at is the draft, and then I don't care after that. Everybody can get hurt. I won't make a single change. So I don't really. But I know how to draft. Obviously, clearly, look at my team right now. But then I don't really know what game we're playing.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so can you get him just to write the rules up so we can actually know?
Yes, I'll get him to do it tonight after, and we'll include this game on this weekend.
Okay. Perfect. And we'll have the update on Wednesday.
And then we'll be able to. He was not the most thrilled about being able to do an ad drop. He said you should have to stick with your guys.
Oh, he doesn't like that. Okay.
We'll see. Okay. He said we can tinker because last year we did get bit by the injury bug a little bit. And so if you had a guy, it was just on your roster holding up a spot, and it never hurt you, but it never helped you.
Maybe instead of just adding a random guy or subtracting a random guy, injury has to be the reason.
Yeah,
it can't be performance.
Right.
Can't be performance. Injury has to be the reason.
Yeah. Stanfield's hurt.
Is he hurt?
Yeah. Well, not hurt. He whenever he slid, I don't know if you saw it when he slid into home.
I saw that second. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess for fantasy reasons, that injury is not it has to be.
No, that doesn't. I can't just hop in right now. No.
Yeah, right.
I'm riding with my guy. I'm riding with Stanny.
Gotta be extended period of time.
Yeah, it's Sheeran.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was fun. It was a fun weekend, and now I have my.
It was a fun weekend.
My little my morning goon squad. They're all very invested in my team now. They're I was watching a little bit different. I was rooting for Jake Brown. I was rooting for Dardar. I was like, dude, it is fun.
That's why it's great.
It is.
That's why it's great. Oh, nope, got him. Fly out to the morning track. This is gonna be a good game. It's gonna show. This is honestly, it's gonna test the depth of LSU's pitching staff.
Yeah.
It's going to be a challenge, an offensive challenge for them against Kent State. Yeah, I mean, look, Kent State's pitcher is 92, 94, their starter.
Yeah, and you missed out, and Milwaukee didn't have their best guy over the weekend.
Speaking of, why did they take that lefty out on Saturday? Or was it on Sunday? He was 90-92. And he looked good. He didn't think he had any runs. They took him after 2 innings and then fell apart.
Got to get his work in, man. There's probably something going on there, I'd imagine.
And then they threw a guy who was 5'5".
Yeah.
And I mean, every pitcher that came in, I don't think could ride the roller coaster.
Did you see the guy on Sunday?
They didn't make the height.
That's the first time I've seen a. I think that's the first time LSU's ever faced a legitimate Asian pitcher. He had the whole deal. He had the pause in the delivery and everything. He got shellacked, but I was like, I don't think any of these guys have ever seen this before. So I was interested to see how it goes, how it was going to go. But he got shelled. But it was cool.
Milam got off to a good start this year. Looks good. Milam's got a little leg kick. I mean, I know he's always kind of had it, but it looks a little different right now. Looks good. Anything else you want to touch on from the weekend, Lloyd?
I was trying to go around a little bit of the league and see what.
That's what I was looking at. It's hard when I'm
right. Because there were some other series that were they played real games. But I didn't see any of it. I just watched LSU. So I don't know what happened, but we'll get around to getting around the league, see who got upset and who didn't, those types of deal. Because when you talk about LSU in this, you're well, They kind of did what I expect them to do. Like, well, just don't forget that not every team that's supposed to be good goes in and sweeps the first weekend. Like, there's teams around the league that lost.
I'm trying to find.
ECU lost.
So you go through. Vanderbilt did go 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
So Vanderbilt did lose 2
Georgia
games.
dropped the game too this weekend.
They did. Vanderbilt lost to TCU 5-4. They played a tough opening weekend, right? Then they 10-run ruled Texas Tech, and then they got 10-run ruled by Oklahoma State.
Oh, and UCLA lost too.
UCLA lost.
Mm-hmm.
1 game, right?
Yeah.
Arkansas is 3-1. They dropped 1. Alabama dropped 1. Florida dropped 1. Georgia dropped 1. Missouri dropped 1. South Carolina dropped 1. So Vanderbilt's the only team right now that has a losing record. Right now, Oklahoma 3-0. Friday night starter. Cam Johnson looked good.
What do you have? 11 punchies?
What was his line? What did he do? You know?
I will find it for you. I don't know off the top of my head.
I think he went.
They're in Dallas this weekend, right? Like they played it in Globe Life.
Yeah.
Yes, they're in that same tournament as Vandy, and so Oklahoma beat Texas Tech 10-3, Oklahoma State 10-1, and TCU 12-2. So they scored a shit ton of runs, didn't give up any runs, and let's see.
Cam Johnson went 6 innings with 11 punches.
How many walks?
3 walks.
There you go.
Not bad.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Not bad. Good start to the season for him.
He still makes me so nervous.
Mississippi State getting a lot of hype, rightfully so. They obviously have completely revamped their team, new staff, national championship winning coach, brings in players that he wants, has some resources now to go get better players. I don't think Virginia gave him a lot of resources while he was there, and Mississippi State is going to. Because baseball is smart. Mississippi State can hang their hat on, usually. So it's gonna be a gauntlet. No doubt.
Mississippi State too. That's another one when it's rocking and it's good. That's a fun team to have. Good in the league. The way they play ball, the way ball is played in their home ballpark. So like if they're good and they got some of the pieces to be good, that could be a sneaky one this year.
No doubt. We're going to do a better job on Wednesday going around the SEC. Obviously, us not being in the studio is kind of putting a damper on that, watching the game also. But we're going to do – that's a conscious effort for the year.
Yeah.
Right? Like talking a lot more about the conference, not just LSU, obviously majority LSU, but we're going to mix in the conference because the conference is – extremely talented, extremely deep, and very fun to cover. If you're a baseball fan, it's a fun league to cover because you're going to see a lot of the guys that come from this league that ends up in the big leagues very soon. All right, the way baseball is structured right now. So yeah. All right. Well, with that said, do y'all want to just go ahead and get to the second? Jared, you got the same camera Jay Johnson's got.
So it's not a camera, it's actually Zoom. When we got off the show on Friday, I actually updated my Zoom and closed the thing and didn't really think about it. Well, today when I opened Zoom, it said, do I want the auto-adjusting camera thing going on? And I said, sure, sounds good. I didn't know what it was. Well, it's very obvious to tell what's going on because it's doing all that. So it's actually a Zoom thing. It's not a camera thing.
Okay.
It's not a Jared thing. It's not a Jay Johnson thing. I guarantee you that Zoom that's doing. Look at Zoom doing good things right there. Boy, look like he's doing all kind of work right now.
I have to. I guess I got to update my Zoom.
I don't know if I like it, but it's because it is like Jay is everywhere. Like because I don't think he knows that it's on.
Jay
was shooting up. Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
And so that made me feel bad because I can't do anything about it.
I looked at Lloyd. I'm like, "What are you doing? This is not me. It's
yeah,
not me." I'm like, all right.
But yeah, because that would like Jared's is fine because it's like auto-focusing on him because he's aware of it. I don't think Jay's aware that the camera's doing that, and if he is aware, he doesn't know how to change it because it's probably frustrating him because he's like, I don't want it to move all around.
Jake Brown hit another homer, dead central. He can't miss a barrel.
He's hit
holy shit!
He's hit 4 homers in 24 hours.
Oh my God. This is unbelievable. He's gonna hit 20. I mean,
he got
holy
50,
shit.
He did 56.
I mean, this is.
What a game.
Maybe he hit 500. I don't know.
I mean, this is 2 games in a row, 2 homers for him. 4 home runs in 2 games. Wow.
And
I mean, he is seeing it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice when you throw it right down the dicky too, but
I mean, don't miss it. Didn't.
that ball's murder. Love that. Love that for him. My bad, Jake. My bad.
No, don't apologize.
I know it. No, it's Curry's gonna have a great year, but it's my bad.
So far, so good for Team Courtney. Oh, Aaron Beatty.
No, out.
Good swing, though.
Good swing. This is gonna be a great game. All right, Lloyd. Since we're not talking about our fantasy teams and they're on the scores, let's get to the seggies.
All right. This is... I don't know if it's a mistake of the day yet, but
Okay.
I think they're preventing maybe a... No, it is a mistake because I don't want these people wearing condoms. In the Olympics, they're already out. They had 10,000 condoms in the Olympic Village, and they're already out. They've been there 3 days, and they've already run out of all of the condom supply, which is a good thing because we need these people to make...
How many athletes?
I don't know how many people are there, but
Okay.
they've run out of their allotment, which is fine with me because I'd like to see more super babies. I think that they shouldn't be wearing protection. We need to have Olympic athletes producing Olympic athletes. And so, not mistake of the day yet to the Olympic Village for going through 10K in condoms. And, did you see the girl that she said, you can't kick me out the Olympic Village? Like, she's really enjoying herself.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, hold on, let me pull up. This was the video I meant to play. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Wasn't that last year? Wasn't that a last year thing? Is that not new?
No, this isn't new, but this is the first time I've seen somebody openly speak about it. It was.
So this is happening at this Winter Olympics, not
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
Hold on, this interview is what.
There was a Winter Olympics. I don't know. I say winter. There was an Olympic.
Yeah, this has happened before.
Yeah, it's not new. Okay, all right.
Yeah, that happened at the last Summer Olympics.
I mean, they
What you talking about,
fucking
Jay?
but a lot of people also bring back the condoms as like a gift. They're like, this is a cool thing that I can give you from the Olympics. Is one of the condoms, which I guess is cool. I don't know. I'll take anything.
In the wrapper or used?
Used, of course. But this is the girl that put me on the radar that she's enjoying her time, which I appreciate.
I've spent every night in the village. It's been everything and more, and you can't evict me. I don't think there's anything not to enjoy. I haven't even gotten to compete yet, and I feel like my experience is already complete. Not complete, but just I'm having the best time. I've spent every...
Bruh, stop. You need to be you need to be stopped. You can't be putting this on my screen, though. What am I watching right now?
Listen, that's...
Look, there's no one. All you can think is what she basically said it without saying it, and she basically said it. She's fun.
a lot of camaraderie happening in the Olympic Village.
You get to meet a lot of different people
It's
from a lot of
complete.
different
She's
places.
complete.
Yeah, I'm already done.
It's complete.
Worn out.
It's complete.
I don't want to say it's
Wow.
complete. I'm not done yet. Can't evict me. Be going back there tonight.
She goes, I hadn't even completed yet.
I
It's
feel
not like my experience is complete. Well, it's not really complete. It's like, Jesus, dude. Like, you're competing for a medal. Well, good for her.
I mean,
Good for her.
either way, she's had a great time. She'll never forget it.
Good for her.
And curtain call. I don't know if you saw this.
Curtain call.
I don't know if you saw this, but I think you'll be through. If you're, I don't know when you got into golf exactly, but do you remember Anthony Kim? Like whenever
Yes.
he was coming up after Tiger when he was on the President's Cup
That's a
teams,
great curtain call.
and he's able to win.
Well, can you give the story?
Oh.
The background before you give. That's why it's a curtain call.
Yes, Anthony Kim was obviously somebody that was a rising star in golf. Went to Oklahoma, was a three-time All-American.
5 wins before he's 25, right?
Yeah, he joined he has an elite company of Hall of Fame golfers, and he was on this trajectory, but not only because of the wins, but his play style and everything that was this is an exciting brand of golf. It kind of reminds you of one Tiger Woods, where everything he does is electric. He competes. He doesn't mind showing like his personality and like making it fun. And so Anthony Kim was on this all the way, like where it's like this is the next star in golf. Turns out he did have a massive addiction to cocaine, to the point where he was doing it in the stalls at Augusta, in between holes. He was walking into the go use the porta potty, get a quick sniff in. While he's at Augusta, it's like you've lost your sight of what this is supposed to be.
But they didn't know that until after, right?
No, he got suspended. It was like
then he tore his Achilles.
Right, and then obviously had to take some time away from golf, and then he became I can't play.
Well, time out. He tore his Achilles during that, right? And then he was medically not able to play and took his insurance policy and never was able to play back, right?
Exactly. So it was either you can attempt to come back on the PGA Tour, or you can take your settlement money, but you can never play competitive golf again. And he said, I'm going to do that and do drugs. And then Live Golf comes around. They offer him a spot.
Contemplated suicide for a long time.
But then got sober, married his wife, had a daughter, got sober, and gets this offer from Liv, and everybody is like, this is a joke. Like, I get what they're trying to do. He was a name 16 years ago. He hasn't won or played competitively in 20 years. And then goes to Liv, plays so bad that they actually take away his Liv sponsorship.
They relegate him. Like
I didn't even know you could do that. And so they kicked him off the tour. He goes back and requalifies like the right way, where he plays his way back onto the tour, and then after 16 years of not being able to pick up a golf club or play competitively, he ends up on the Live Tour and ends up winning for the first time. And I just thought this was awesome to watch because it was electric.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Awesome. You're showing all the angles?
That's just all the fist pumps, baby.
Yeah.
Because that's what made me excited, because I remember watching he played the exact same.
Right. Well, he had the energy that Tiger had.
Right.
That's what made him so much fun.
But that was awesome.
And he finally wins. He almost ignored his wife. But
yeah,
he found her.
He was brother, he was in the moment. He was like, this is what it's all worth it for, because I thought that was so cool.
Yeah.
And then
that was awesome.
They interviewed him after about like the energy and the fist pumps. He was like, I'm too old to be doing that shit. He goes, I feel like I tore something in my back. Like, I forgot that I'm older now, but it was like the momentum was too much. It was electric.
LSU offense coming out 7. They scored 3 more runs.
Dardar again scores a run.
No, that was Reeves with the off the wall.
No, yeah, I just saw that he scored. And then Reeves, great swing.
But yeah, that was an unbelievable story. And not only did he win, he beat John Rahm and DeChambeau.
Yeah, after John Rahm eagled 18. Yeah, he came back from 5 down. It was cool.
Yeah, crazy. All right, Jared, you got a current call?
Yeah, y'all can keep going with all that. That's all great. I love that. But it's So I'm going to go ahead and start this thing, and I'm going to give this first baseball one. That's been a while since we've had one of these. But I'm going to give mine to Baylor redshirt senior, Tyson Armstrong, who, if you don't know, if you didn't see any of what went on over the weekend, Tice had 3 hits on the weekend in the entire weekend. They played a series against New Mexico State. They won all 3 games. He went 3 for 4 in the first game, 0 for 2 in the second game, 0 for 4 in the fourth game. But he left the weekend with 14 RBIs. Why? Well, because the 3-hit game on Friday night to start the year happened to be a 3 for 4 with 3 grand slams and back-to-back at bats. So he left that game with 12 RBIs, had to add an RBI in each of the other 2 games, but left the weekend with 14 RBIs. I'm going to go ahead and give my curtain call.
That's a good one.
It's Armstrong, because listen, not only hitting 3 grand slams is obviously super impressive. To do it back-to-back is even more impressive. And then the craziest part is I don't think there's ever been a time where I've come up in a game, like I'm really struggling to think if there's ever been a time I've come up in a game where the bases was loaded 3 damn times. Twice, right. I'm pretty sure it's happened
I can tell you what's happened when I can't sniff a pitch. When I'm in the worst slump of my life, the never gonna fail. The bases are gonna be loaded every single time. It feels like
when you come up, like if you come up to the plate with the bases loaded 3 different times in a game, I gotta imagine like a lot of people are like, man, if the game's over and I go home, man, if I got like 4 to 6 RBIs out of that, I did a great job. To leave them 3 innings with 12 RBIs is impressive.
Yeah.
So,
good for
my
him.
current call goes to Tyson Armstrong.
That's a good one. That's a good one. My current call, I was going to jump on the Anthony Kim train, but I had talked earlier in the show about draft year and how much pressure you put on yourself and how sometimes it can kind of get in the way of getting off to a hot start. Well, there's a flip side to that, where in the draft is your draft year and you do get off to a hot start. I was very fortunate when I was at LSU in my draft year to get off to one of those starts. I had 4 home runs in the first weekend of the series. So my curtain call is to Jake Braun, right? He's a junior. It's his draft year. He's going to play every day. He has gone back-to-back games with multi-home run games, 4 home runs in the last 2 games. And to have your draft year to start that way, that is a great feeling for him to just kind of I don't want to say ease into the season, but jump into the season feet first and not have to feel like there's a ton of pressure on you to get going. So great call to Jake Braun for getting off to this hot start, and hopefully, he keeps it going. That's it. That's what I got.
That is it.
Lloyd, what are you doing? Did you go to the bathroom?
No, I'm right here. I was watching Tony Vitello take the field for the Giants, and he's going on there in full uni with the glove, and it looks like he's about to play.
Tony Vitello, why is he taking the field?
I don't know. That's what I was watching. It said negative.
Spring training.
Yeah. I guess he wanted to get some reps in. Get to know the boys.
I'm actually curious about that. See how that turns out.
You don't sound very positive.
The GM there is Buster Posey now, right?
Yep. And who's a special assistant to the GM?
Will Clark?
Our special assistant to whatever is Kirk Casale.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask Kirk about that.
You don't sound very confident, Vitello, in the big leagues.
No, listen, I don't think he's a back. I'm curious to see how he interacts with the guys. Now, if there's a baseball guy to make the hire, and I trust Buster Posey. I mean, he understands the game more than probably most. So I don't know. He knows it more than I do, and I'm curious to see kind of how that. I don't think he can do what he did at Tennessee in the big leagues. That's what I'm saying.
Let me ask you this. Do you think if there is success there, do you think it opens up the door for a lot of – because obviously you have – what is it? Not
Pat Murphy?
Pat Murphy. I don't know why I keep thinking Pat Kelly, but that's obviously Casey Kelly's dad, who's also coaching in professional practice. But Pat Murphy, right, who was the Arizona State head coach, was successful there, takes the job with the Brewers and is now the Brewers manager. Do you think, if there's more success here – do you think that opens the door for a lot more of this to start happening as you go forward?
Maybe. Now, the only difference between Pat Casey and Pat Murphy, you just did. You're confusing. Pat Murphy.
Me.
I know. Pat Murphy and Vitello is Pat Murphy had experience in pro ball. Right. So that's the only real difference, and he actually understood the pro game. But Vitello, listen, if he goes and changes the way he approaches the guys and they embrace it and it works, then I think he can have success. But if the players feel like it's a look at me type of thing and it's all about me, kind of puts off the same vibe that Gabe Kapler did, I don't think that's going to fly. So we'll see. I mean, it's going to be. I think he's a good coach. It's just you can't just be a good manager, a good coach. You have to be able to relate to them.
The thing about it is it's such a long season, man, and it's so hard to have those kind of emotions and be up and down and ask for your players to be able to be straight if that's what you look like on a day-to-day or game-to-game basis. So I'm not saying that he can't do it, but there will be I would imagine there's probably somewhat of a learning curve for him, and I think outside looking in, I would love to see how he's able to change his everyday dugout demeanor, because it's really hard to do what you kind of saw him do from game to game, which isn't day to day. And it isn't for, I don't know, an 8-month period in game to game in the big leagues, right? So it's interesting to see him do it for that long day to day in the big leagues and see how can he change what he's used to doing, what he's done forever in terms of how he's going about college ball.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting.
It's an elite celebration. We're motorboating.
That is an amazing celebration. Love that.
Motorboating the
Love
boys.
that. Boys are having the time of their lives. Also, curtain call. Last minute curtain call. R.I.P. Jonathan Moxon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You watched Varsity Blues. Have you seen Varsity Blues?
Oh,
Eric?
yes.
Jonathan Moxon, quarterback. Jan Vanderbeek, I think his name is,
Yeah.
right?
James
Is it
Vanderbeek.
Vanderbeek or Vanderbeek?
Vanderbeek.
Yeah. He passed away. Not great.
Yeah, he had
But,
cancer.
Yeah, not awesome. But he, Mox. Fire that fucking pigskin, in Mox.
I thought you lived him in
that's all I
Dawson's
got.
Creek.
No, I didn't watch Dawson's Creek. All right, that's all we got for you on this beautiful Monday night. Enjoy the rest of this game. Obviously, LSU came out swinging it. For all of you that was worried about the offense, this is the better of the two teams they played in the last 4 games, and they're swinging the shit out of it.
Okay.
Please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you can't watch us, but you like listening to us wherever you get your pods. We'll be back live in studio on Wednesday. I'll be with Lloyd. He won't be by himself. I apologize. I appreciate you, Lloyd, for holding it down over there for us. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. See you on Wednesday. Peace.
Baseball's back.
Yeah! Oh, yeah!
Hey, having the Zoom at home, I get 3 screens with fireworks. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.